I don't sleep much anyway. So
How much do you sleep per night?
I have a very particular routine. So I try to sleep at least 5 hours per night, but problem is that they are fragmented because I keep on the notifications, and so working like every 1 hour I wake up and check the notifications and then go back to sleep.
Wow. So you have an alarm every 1 hour. We have the notification sound on.
Yeah, always, all the time.
Wow. When did you start that?
11 years ago.
11 years ago, you've been sleeping 5 hours a night with break
Yes.
every 1 hour.
Yes.
Do you do naps during the day?
No.
Or not even?
No, I get if I do naps, I get shit faced. So no, I cannot do naps.
Built different.
Well, I mean, it's because of Bitfinex, right? I still run the exchange, and so the exchange requires to be up and running all the time.
Absolutely. What is your mission?
My mission is to create, infuse stability in a world that is going towards darkness. I believe that, and kind of is weird, right? The success of Tether is directly proportional to the failure of many things in the world. If the world was fair on the financial side, and if finance would be accessible, normal things, we're not asking for the moon, USDT would not have any reason to exist. And the reason to exist of USDT is bringing stability to people in emerging markets. And now, I'm a developer of technologies. I think we are building a Tether among the best technology for telecommunications, for social media, and a few other areas, including energy and so on. And so we want to devote our resources in disintermediating many other industries and make them open, accessible, like what we did with USDT and finance. And that is basically our mission. The vast majority of the profits we make are not distributed to the shareholders. It's like 95% of the profits are kept in the company or invested in new things, new ideas to support our world. That is my mission. I don't have much hobbies. I mean, actually, I don't have any hobbies. My hobby is like continue to think about this every single day. I'm really obsessed. I'm a guy that gets obsessed, and then I got down into the rabbit hole, and that's basically the entirety of my life now. The more we work in that direction, the more we become profitable. That's why I define Tether is the once in a century company, not because I want to be cocky or arrogant. I mean, I think I'm not very much not that, but is the fact that Tether is the only company that the more it pushes for open source, for openness, for decentralization, for all that, the more it makes money. Because the incentive of Tether is actually to have a broader user base using tools that provide freedom of finance, freedom of speech, and all that. And the more this widespreads, the more actually Tether becomes profitable. There's no other company in the world that actually is in this situation. All the other companies trying to create a walled garden to engage their users in their platforms. Our platform is the world. And so that is the huge shift.
You used coding to create a stable coin.
Mm-hmm.
What is a stable coin if you had to explain it to a mom?
Is like so people are used to cash, that is the physical money. Lot of money now is already digital. So what you have in your bank account is digital money, like a digital dollar that you have already, or digital euro. But that money stays confined in your bank servers. A stable coin is a digital dollar that uses blockchain technology to be transferred, to be sent. So it can become borderless, since blockchains are just big databases that can decentralize databases that are borderless, that are global. They are not sitting in one data center. They are all around the world. So we use the best form of database for money, that is a decentralized database, to move dollars.
Why are stablecoins so important to our world?
Stablecoins are important because 3 billion people in the world don't have access to finance. They are the ones that live in high inflation countries. I mean, Europe has an inflation rate of 30%, 34% per year. I mean, the official one. But like Turkey has 50%, and Nigeria is, I think, is higher, and Argentina is at some point has like 200%. So these countries are in a very dire situation, and stablecoin. Like, of course, now in 2025, everyone is interested to stablecoins, but and in the US, in Europe, everyone wants to launch a stablecoin as a way to make money, because they understood. I mean, they looked at us and, oh, it's profitable, then I want to do a stablecoin myself. But the reality is that stablecoins are much more important for the people that don't have access to the dollar. So if you live in the US, you have maybe 1 or 2 bank accounts, 2 credit cards, XAUt, Zelle, PayPal. In your life, you rarely experienced issues for sending money. But so in the United States and Europe, financial rails and financial technology is 90% efficient. So everything works basically all the time. If you go in certain countries in Africa, the efficiency of financial rails is like 5%. So if you use a stable coin, from 5% you go to 60, 70%. While if you use a stable coin in Europe or in the United States, from 90% you go to 92, 95. So there are much more gains in using stable coins in the emerging market. That's why for these people, it's life-changing, because it brings them back into a world that is becoming more digital. So it brings them towards the richer part of the world. It opens more opportunities to the people, that even the people that are living in remote villages in Africa. Internet started to do that. Internet is a way to invite people in a global context. But internet without access to finance doesn't matter. Even if you can browse Amazon and you can buy anything, there is no point. And so, I think stable coins are actually the ultimate social network in that sense, because social network money is, in my opinion, the ultimate social network, because it's about human interaction, peer-to-peer interaction, and includes in itself, contain in itself also both the sense of value and the information that you want to transfer.
You just announced that you're exploring a 20 billion raise at a $500 billion valuation. What the hell would you do with $20 billion if you got them tomorrow?
Well, Tether made last year 13.7 billion, and this year we'll probably make the same. I'm going to use, maybe it's not the right context, but I will use anyway a quote that I like. It's not about the money, it's about sending a message. That is from the Joker in Batman. The reason why it's so important is because the message that we want to send is that the mission of Tether is probably 100-fold from here. So a guy once, I was in AMA, public AMA, and he asked me a question. I said, well, I'm a big fan of Peter Thiel, so I was reading the book From Zero to One. Of course, Tether is not anymore a startup, makes so much money. So instead of saying from 0 to 1, from where you are from 0 to 100, and I said 0.25.
I have it in my notes.
The reason I said that is because it's not about how much money we are making. It's about the potential that I think we need to still to express, that we have in our minds this opportunity. Again, I define Tether once in a century company or opportunity, because I believe every company needs three things. Needs the philosophy. You need to have, in the sense, you need to have ethos or philosophy. You need to have a sense of direction, who you want to be, and so on. You need to have the innovation. So you need to have the ability to innovate in tech or in other areas. And third, you need to have the capital. if you have, most of the companies have 1 or 2 out of 3, because you can be the best innovator and do it for the right things, to have the right philosophy, but you don't have the money. So you need to raise money and go to a VC and raise money. But the problem is that the VC has the incentive to make much more money than the one that invested in you. And so the VC will derail your initial project, your initial philosophy, your initial idea of what you wanted to build. And I think Tether in this situation has the capital, the philosophy, and the tech innovation to do whatever he wants. And so the message we're giving is, we have so much to demonstrate still. We want to grow so much. Our vision is incredible. We want to have partners that are joining our company to help us build in that vision, because it's so unique, it's so powerful, and we don't want to screw this up.